The Tale of Two Houses, The Power of Boundaries. In the heart of a bustling town stood two grand houses. Each was built with exquisite craftsmanship, adorned with marble steps and gleaming windows. Yet, one striking difference separated them. One house was surrounded by a towering wall, crowned with a strong, ornate gate and a vigilant gatekeeper. The other stood bare, open for all to see and enter. It was a sunny afternoon when Mr. Caleb, a wise and enigmatic teacher, gathered his students under a sprawling oak tree. He was a man known for weaving profound life lessons into captivating tales, and this day was no exception. "Children," he began, "let me tell you about these two houses." The students leaned in, intrigued. "The house with the fence is a fortress," Mr. Caleb said. "Its owner carefully decides who may enter. Visitors must state their purpose, and only those with good intentions are allowed through the gate. Inside, the house is serene, its occupants safe and their belongings protected." He paused, his tone deepening. "But the open house is a different story. Anyone can walk in, strangers, thieves, and troublemakers alike. The owner has no peace, no privacy. His treasures are at risk, and his heart is weighed down by constant intrusion." The students murmured, picturing the two contrasting scenes. Mr. Caleb continued, "Now tell me, which house would you choose to live in?" A bright-eyed girl named Amina raised her hand. "The fenced house, sir. It seems safer." "And why is that?" Caleb asked with a knowing smile. "Because the wall and gatekeeper protect it," Amina replied confidently. Caleb nodded. "Exactly. The wall represents boundaries, the gate symbolizes discernment, and the gatekeeper stands for vigilance. Without these, a house, just like a person's life, is vulnerable to chaos and harm." He leaned forward, his eyes locking with each student in turn. "Life, my dear students, is much like these houses. Some people build walls around their hearts, their time, and their energy. They choose wisely who to let in. Others, however, leave themselves open to everyone's whims, allowing their peace and purpose to be stolen." "But, sir," a boy named Tay interjected, "isn't it wrong to keep people out?" Caleb smiled warmly. "A wise question. Setting boundaries does not mean isolating yourself or being unkind. It means protecting your inner peace, your values, and your dreams. It's not about building a prison. It's about creating a sanctuary. You let in those who uplift you and keep out those who seek to harm or distract you." The students nodded, the lesson sinking in. Caleb then pointed to the bare house in the distance. "Now, imagine the open house during a storm. Rain pours in, and thieves take advantage of its vulnerability. Meanwhile, the fenced house stands firm, its inhabitants dry and secure." He straightened, his voice taking on a supernatural lilt, as if carried by the wind. "Children, life will test you with storms, criticism, manipulation, envy. Without boundaries, these forces will erode your spirit. Build your wall. Guard your gate. Be the gatekeeper of your life." The air seemed to hum with the weight of his words. Years later, those students often recalled Mr. Caleb's story. They became adults who set healthy boundaries, choosing relationships and commitments with care. Their lives, like the fenced house, became havens of peace and purpose. Moral lesson: boundaries are the walls that protect your peace, values, and dreams. Without them, you invite chaos and harm into your life. Just as a house needs a fence, a gate, and a gatekeeper, so does your life need boundaries, discernment, and vigilance. Protect your sanctuary, and let only those who respect it enter.